Hello class, today's lesson is going to be about potential divider, Form 6 Physics Semester 2. This is Puan Anita. A potential divider could be thought of as a voltage divider and is often referred to as such. A voltage divider or potential divider is one of the most basic circuit used in electronic circuit design and one that is widely used because it provides a very important function. Learning outcome. We're going to explain a potential divider as a source of variable voltage. Today potential divider, and please turn to page 113 from your Oxford Fajar reference book. Okay. Now what is a potential divider class? Potential divider is used as a source of a variable voltage. Okay, so that means it's used as a source of vary. You can vary the voltage. Okay, potential divider is actually a linear circuit and is used to produce a output voltage which is a fraction of an input voltage. Okay, so this is an example of a potential divider will be a rheostat. Rheostat is used as a potential divider. Okay, so now if you look at this, we look at figure 15.12 where rheostat is used as a potential divider. We have a slider here, a slider which is an S here, and then one part of the slider is fixed to a lamp, another part is fixed to point P, and then we have Q here, and then the Q and the P are fixed to the power supply voltage, which is voltage of the source V0. So this circuit can also be drawn in a very simpler circuit, which is in figure 15.13. Okay, so I'm going to teach you all a concept of this potential divider. So this is the first diagram, which is figure 15.13. Now the voltage source V0 is connected to the terminal P and Q. The voltage across the lamp can be varied. You can vary this. Okay, you can vary this by moving the slider S. You move the slider S, you can vary the voltage between the voltage which is in between X and Y. Okay, now the slider divides the resistance of the rheostat into two parts. So when you vary, it will be like divided. The resistance will be divided. One is R1 and one is R2. So R1 is between point P and the slider. R2 will be between terminal Q and the slider. Okay. Now when the slider is moved in any part whichever you want, the book also says when the slider is moved to closer to Q, the resistance R1 increases. Okay, actually these things all we can actually look from the concept. Now let's look at the concept here. Okay, right, now from this I have here V0. Okay, let's look at this. We have here V0, we have here V, and then we have here R, and we have here R, resistance 1 and resistance 2. So from here the concept of a potential divider shows that the voltage is directly proportional to resistance. Now how do I know that? I know that from the formula V equals to IR. So this is the main concept in a potential divider. Okay, so now let's look at how to apply the concept inside this diagram. Okay, now if you look here, we have this terminal XY. Now VXY is also equals to VPS. Okay, VXY is also equals to VPS. That means this voltage between this terminal and this terminal is also equals to the voltage between this terminal and this terminal. And then when you apply the main concept of potential divider, you will notice that you will realize that VPS is directly proportional to R1. So since that, we can also get Vxy is directly proportional to R1. But here they already named that Vxy is V. So I'm going to just write the word V is directly proportional to R1. Because Vxy is labeled as V already.
in this example so that you will understand. Okay, so we already got first equation or first relationship. Okay, now let's look at the next relationship. Okay, I'm just going to divide this into two. Yeah, the next relationship. Now here in this relationship, V naught is from here to here. So V naught is equals to VPQ because parallel what? So V naught is equals to VPQ. So we can say V naught is equals to VPQ. Correct? And using this relationship, VPQ is directly proportional to R1 plus R2. Now why did I use plus? Because R1 and R2 they look like they are in series. Okay, they are in series. So therefore I can say that V naught is also directly proportional to R1 plus R2. Since VPQ is equals to V naught, so V naught is directly proportional to R1 plus R2. So this will be the second relationship. So now I write back both of the relationship here. From the first, V is directly proportional to R1. From the second, V naught is directly proportional to R1 plus R2. So therefore, I can find the output voltage, a fraction of from the input voltage. I can say V over V naught is equals to R1 over R1 plus R2. Okay, so V is equals to R1 over R1 plus R2 times with V naught. So I get this relationship of an equation. Now the concept here, class, is not supposed to be remembering the equation because the diagram can change. Okay, but what do you have to remember? You have to remember how to get the relationship and how to use the concept of a potential divider. Okay, so that is regarding figure 15.13. Okay, let me write there 15.13. Okay, wait, I'm getting my pen here. Okay, figure 15.13. Okay, now let's look at another figure which is 15.14. Okay, now you look at the same page 113, figure 15.14. Now two resistant box connected in series can be used as a potential divider. So it is also said in point number 5, two resistant box connected in series can be used as a potential divider. Okay, now right, so how are we going to do that? Now we are going to find now V. Okay, our main thing is we're going to find the voltage V. The voltage V is actually the voltage of between the terminal X and Y, so it will be there equals to Vxy. Okay, so voltage V is actually Vxy. Okay, the first thing, what shall I do? I find the relationship. So I'm going to draw a line here. Okay, to get the first relationship. Okay, so here Vxy is equals to Vps. The potential difference between X and Y is equals to the potential difference between P and S. We can say they are in parallel. Okay, and we know Vps is directly proportional. The potential difference from P to S is directly proportional to the resistance in between the terminal, which is R1, from this concept. Okay, then we know that Vps is equals to Vxy, so we can say Vxy is also directly proportional to R1. Okay, so this is the first relationship. Then the second relationship will be, okay, V naught is direct, before we go, V naught is that V naught is equals to V naught is the potential difference between this point to this point, which is also equals to the potential difference between this point to this point. So from terminal P to Q. So V naught is equals to VPQ. Okay. And V naught is directly proportional to R1 plus R2. I think you understand how did I get that, right? Because why? Because okay, I shouldn't have jumped that. Okay, never mind. VPQ, because why? Because VPQ is directly proportional to R1 plus R2. So VPQ is the resistor in between them, which are in series. So we take R1 plus R2. So VPQ is directly proportional to R1 plus R2. So from here, this is number 2, yeah. So if I write down here both this, I will get V XY is directly proportional to R1, which is number 1. Number 2, V naught is R1 plus R2, which is number 2. So then what do I get? I get Vxy over V naught is equals to R1 over R1 plus R2. Correct? Then Vxy is equals to R1 over R1 plus R2 is V naught, which is Vxy is equals to V, right? They already labeled. They already given a specific labeling for Vxy. So we're just going to write the formula back, which is R. Okay, so this is what we get. Okay, so if you look at your textbook, you will notice here you will have the same formula. The voltage across the terminal X and Y, okay, Vxy is equals to V equals to R1 over R1 plus R2 times with V naught. So this formula are not meant to be memorized, but they are meant to just understand the concept that is used to get this formula. Okay, so what is the lesson today, class? I'm just going to summarize this. The most important thing here is V is directly proportional to R for a concept of a potential divider. Okay, so what do? I get for the first one, I get for the second one, then I gabungkan, then I get a formula. Okay, so same goes to here. I get for the first one, I get for the second one, I gabungkan, then I get the formula. So I'm going to show you a few examples in the next video.
Now, when we already know the concept of potential divider, let's learn how to use the concept. So here are few examples.
Show today two examples how to use the concept of potential divider. Okay, now I have a simple circuit here with a resistance of 3 resistance, 150 ohm, 250 ohm and 400 ohm, which is fixed to a cell of 24 volt. So the thing now is we are going to find the voltage across this 250 ohm. So say for example we're going to find a voltage across 250 ohm. We can assume that this one is fixed to a voltmeter, which is a zero resistance, assuming where the resistance is negligible. Okay, that's the right word to say it. So right now we want to find the potential difference between this point to this point. Okay, so we can use the concept of potential divider concept. Okay, alright, so what do we do first? Now the voltage between this point to this point, I'm going to call it as A and B. So VAB is directly proportional to 250 ohm. Okay, and then we have 24 volt is directly proportional from this voltage, from this point to this point, the voltage is the same. Okay, this voltage and this voltage is the same. So in this voltage, it's directly proportional to 150 plus 250 plus 400. Okay, so what do we get? So we get 150 plus 250 plus 400. Now why do I add them like this? Because they are resistant in series. Okay, so therefore I get VAB is equals to 250 times 24 divided by 150 plus 250 plus 400. So you will get 800. Okay, so your answer will be 7.5 volt. So VAB is 7.5 volt. Okay, alright, so let's look at example 2, another kind of circuit where we can also use the potential divider concept. Now this question for this example is, we want to find the potential difference between from this point to this point, which I'm going to call it as A and B, terminal A and terminal B. So I want to find is VAB. Okay, this kind of circuit, we have to solve first the circuit. Now this one is in series with this. Both of these are in series of the total combination of these two, because these two are in parallel. So what I do is, I first solve these two first. So I get 1 over R equals to 1 over 100 plus 1 over 300. So my R, if you solve it, you will get it as 75 ohm. Okay, 75 ohm. Alright, so I can redraw the whole circuit. It will look something like this. Okay, 50, 75 and 125 ohm. Okay, just going to put that. Okay, then here will be 30 volt. Okay, then I can use the concept of potential divider, which I want to find the voltage between A and B. Okay, so I'm going to say VAB is directly proportional to 75. Okay, then 30 is directly proportional to the combination of 50 plus 75 plus 125, because they are in series. So 50 plus 75 plus 125. Okay, the potential here is equivalent to the potential here, because they are in parallel. Okay, so therefore the potential here is equals to here. So therefore we get the answer VAB is equals to 75 times 30 divided by 50 plus 75 plus 125. So I will get around 75 times 30 divided by 50 times 75 plus 125. So I get my answer around 9 volt. Okay, 9 volt. 75 times 30. Okay, I get my answer 9 volt. So I already got my answer. So if you see here class, the important part is to use the concept. The concept that being used is the relationship of potential difference with resistance, where they are directly proportional. Okay, alright, so it's no point memorizing the formula, but to understand this, and the basic of all this concept is V is directly proportional to R. Okay, alright, so that is all. Thank you class.
Okay class, this will be your homework, checkpoint 15.3, page 115.